families. But they need your support. Please join Daniel in improving the lives of local children and families by donating at danielkids.org.
When a child gets a diagnosis of cancer, wraparound care is vital. That's why the Child Cancer Fund is proud to announce the Child Cancer Fund Psychosocial Services Endowment in partnership with the Moores Children's Health. This provides music, animal-assisted therapy, psychology, educational services to local kids fighting cancer. It's a holistic approach that has a lifelong impact on the children we serve in our community. To make a donation and support these families, become a monthly donor at childcancerfund.org. That's childcancerfund.org.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com. ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
This is Sports Center.
Tons of news on this Monday from the NFL. Texans defensive end Denico Autry hit with a 6-game suspension for performance-enhancing drugs. Multiple reports say Colts defensive end Samson Ebukam suffered a torn Achilles tendon. His season is done. He was the team's returning sack leader from a season ago. Lions left tackle Taylor Decker gets a 3-year, $60 million contract extension. More than $31 million is guaranteed. Major League Baseball's trade deadline tomorrow night, 6 Eastern. Dodgers, Cardinals, White Sox make a 3-team deal. St. Louis gets Eric Fetty and Tommy Pham. Dodgers land infielder Tommy Edman and reliever Michael Kopech. White Sox also get a boatload of prospects. Kansas City gets right-handed starter Michael Lorenzen from the Rangers. Red Sox acquired 23-year-old former first-round pick Quinn Priester from the Pirates. U.S. women's basketball team about to tip off their group stage right now against Japan. The women have won 55 straight games at the Olympics. They're 22.5-point favorites. U.S. men's gymnastics takes bronze in the team event, their first medal since 2008. A guy in Clark Kent-type glasses, a.k.a. Pommel Horse Guy, secured the podium by doing his job. By the way, his name is Steven Medarosik.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cash Back Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
All right. Welcome to it. Let's kick it off Monday. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Hope your weekend was a wonderful one. I had a fantastic weekend, filled with fun and frivolity. Brian Middleton behind the glass, returning for another week of great radio. How you doing, Brian? He's busy. He doesn't have to pay attention to me.
I can't complain, man. Glad to hear your weekend went well, though.
I appreciate that. I'll tell you who the weekend didn't go well for. It's where we start with a little bit of breaking news. If you were just listening to the radio, you heard it, but let me repeat it because it's so tasty. Former Tennessee Titan, current Houston Texan, Denico Autry, big star on the defensive line, is being suspended 6 games for violating the NFL policy on performance-enhancing drugs. Ooh, you did a bad thing. Danico actually released a statement saying, it was important to me that the NFL know that I did not intentionally or even knowingly ingest a banned substance. Not sure I know the difference between those two. Is it possible for you to intentionally but not knowingly ingest a banned substance? Or vice versa? Is it possible for you to unintentionally but knowingly ingest that substance? Sounds like a bunch of lawyers sat down around a conference table. And Danico was like, fix it. So here we are, 6 games without a big star on the defensive line. It's not to say that the Houston Texans defense is going to fall apart without Danico Autry. But it is to say that he is the top guy in the rotation for them. And you know who's up behind him, Brian? Foley Fatukasi. We've seen a bunch of that guy. I saw a bunch of him in New York when he was on the Jets.
I said, did we see a lot? You may have seen a lot. We in Jacksonville haven't seen a lot.
You saw him. You just didn't see him do much.
Depending on the season, did we see him?
Well, now the Texans get to see him a little more than they prefer with Danico Autry out for the first 6 games. I believe it's Foley Fatukasi, Mario Edwards, a good player, and Khalil Davis. But it's not the team they had planned on having. It's certainly not the team that's been playing in camp thus far. And it does not help get that whole chemistry congealed on the defensive line for the Texans with a new guy like Danielle Hunter and a new guy like Danico Autry when one of them gets popped for 6 games. So there you go. That's where we start with the Houston Texans. A fine how do you do this Monday?
Expect nothing less from Houston.
I'm pretty happy about it. I mean, shout out to Danico. He's got to sit out a little bit. Sorry, bud, but...
You remember when Solid Take on Friday said he was happy? Who got injured? Anthony Richardson. You remember that?
He was happy that Anthony Richardson got a.
Same thing here, man. I'm happy that turmoil has found Houston before the first snap. Barely got through 1 week of training camp. Already. Scandal. Love it.
There's more scandal out at camp also. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but C.J. Stroud getting a little dinged up.
Hey, man.
It's dangerous, man. Dangerous game out there. We'll talk about that in a little bit as we check around the AFC South training camps. Also, I got a question for you, Brian. Are the Chiefs getting too cocky?
No.
I got a story to back up my thought that they are.
No matter what the story is.
Okay.
Even if they are posing with this year's Super Bowl trophy already and celebrating.
Okay.
It's not too cocky.
Oh, the 2024 Kansas City Chiefs showed up to practice today wearing blindfolds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got a story that makes me feel like they're getting too cocky, but I respect your opinion. I understand what you're saying. Until someone dethrones the king, they're the king. Royalty abounds. I also saw head coach rankings around. I'm not sure we're going to get to it today, but I did want to pick a bone with this thing. CBS Sports releasing this one. Cody Benjamin, who I respect as a writer. He's a great writer. But as far as the tiers go, I got some thoughts on that one. So we'll see if we have time to get to that. But you're bringing a new game to the table today. Guess the Jaguar. Or you're looking at me like maybe you're not bringing that game to the table.
Hey, we'll see. It's in the 4 o'clock hour, so we'll see if we get there.
Fair enough.
Feels good, though.
Everything's up in the air when it comes to the 4 o'clock hour. I understand how it works. You put a plan together, but you plan for it to fall apart. I understand. I've also got an Olympics update for you.
Okay.
I'm not sure how closely you were watching the games from Paris this weekend, but I've got the latest from Paris, including the medal count and Snoop Dogg's journey.
Man.
It has been one.
An American dream, if ever there was one.
You know what I mean? We'll talk. We'll dive deep into the dogged one when we get to that 4 o'clock hour. And then I know you love college football. I got a college football story for you that I thought was cool.
Oh, great.
But before we get there, let's get to the observations from day 5 of Jacksonville Jaguars training camp.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Last time we visited the Jaguars in training camp, you were hearing how bad the offenses looked. I believe by day 3, the count was 2 days of the defense dominating and then 1 even day. And so I guess the question has become, since then, has it gotten any better whatsoever? And from what I can tell, based on the reports going around on the weekend and a lot of the YouTube videos I watched, the answer is, kinda, but not really. No, it has not gotten better. I actually saw our guy Brent on TV with Hick talking about, do we need to press the panic button? Now, granted, Brent would never be pressing the panic button in training camp. I think we know who's going to be pressing the panic button there, but still, Day 4 training camp, they're like, are we supposed to panic for the season yet? A little bit worrisome. What we saw today, though, was Brian Thomas Jr. making a big highlight play today. It was actually something that the crowd has been waiting to see for a long time, that the team has been waiting. I should say the team has been waiting to see for a long time. The first 5 days of camp, to be real with you. But it was the biggest moment of Monday's practice. One-on-one drills, wide receivers and cornerbacks. You had Brian Thomas Jr. drawing a tough matchup with Ronald Darby, who's looked great in camp, by the way. One of the top performers through the first 5 days from everything I'm reading. He's also given Brian Thomas Jr. fits at different points in camp. So a little bit interesting that this play came against Ronald Darby. 23rd overall pick had Darby's number on the play. Thomas finally began a chance to track down a deep ball that wasn't on air. The LSU product showed off his traits that made him a first-round pick despite incredibly tight coverage from Darby, says John Shipley, courtesy of the Jaguar Report. It was not only Thomas' first true highlight play of camp, it's the best play a pass catcher has made through 5 practices. A little worrisome. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We don't have to doom and gloom, but I think everyone's eyes are open now. We're like, all right, it's time to start seeing some positive headlines out of the offense in Jaguars training camp. Brian, you may remember the name Christian Braswell. Christian Braswell was a hot commodity cornerback, taken late in the draft, but certainly built up a ton of hype last year before dealing with some injuries. Well, he's starting to make some plays in camp as well. That's good news for Braswell and the Jaguars, and really a secondary that has a lot of question marks. Maybe he's the reason why there's no depth chart in the secondary. Hopefully we'll find out soon enough. But certainly today the offense had what a lot are considering a bounce-back day. According to Shipley, it was the best the offense has looked in training camp. So good news that it looked good, but not great that it took all the way till today for it to happen. Routes were more in sync with quarterbacks. Quarterbacks got rid of the ball quicker. Fewer poor decisions and errant throws. Lawrence, 6 of 9 in the 7-on-7 period.
Okay.
His only 3 incompletions were on well-placed passes that were broken up by the defense.
Okay.
After they hit the pass catcher's hands. So he's still hitting the dudes in the hands in the bread box.
A lot of snitching out here, man. All right? We get it. Only 3 incompletions.
In team drills, he goes 6 of 8. Completed his final 5 passes. Impressive throws over the middle for big gains to guys like Gabe Davis, Christian Kirk, Elijah Cooks. He had struggled throwing over the middle of the field early in camp, but obviously today they looked a lot better. And then your guy Devin Lloyd flashing some.
Uh-oh.
Now, we heard Devin Lloyd speak at a press conference over the weekend. He was talking about how he's transformed his body a little bit, up 15 pounds with some bulk, ready to go out there and cause some damage. And sure enough, Devin Lloyd broke up a pass on 7-on-7 drills that was intended for Brendan Strange. He punched it out at the last second, forcing an incompletion. His best play, though, came against Evan Ingram. He was matched up one-on-one against maybe the Jaguars' best pass catcher, if not 1A and 1B with Christian Kirk. Lloyd had tight coverage on a route that broke to the right sideline. Lawrence threw a very accurate ball to fit into Ingram's hands near the sideline, but Devin ripped the ball out of his hands and onto the ground before it could be completed because the man is jacked up now to the tune of an extra 15 pounds. My guy's been eating his spinach, doing his bicep curls. And then obviously Brian Thomas Jr. with the play of the day. Some other notes to finish off. Thank you to John Shipley for taking such thorough observations here. Defensive lineman Roy Robertson Harris participated in a practice on limited basis after he was dealing with a lower body injury during the offseason. Everyone thinks he's going to be 100% pretty soon. Tyson Campbell, Jerry Jones, both limited with ankle injuries, but each of them participated in those team drills by the end of practice, so good news on top of that, slightly not good news. Gabe Davis with an up-and-down day. Obviously, he had that catch we talked about over the middle, but then he also dropped a pass on one-on-ones, had a pass knocked out of his hands by Ronald Darby during the team drills. He also had a beautiful rep against Buster Brown in one-on-ones, getting easy separation. Mac Jones with a decent day today. He had a great deep ball to undrafted rookie Josh Skates. It was another nice pass to Parker Washington after that. Shout out to Mac Jones, who's finding new life in Jaguars camp. And then Tank Bigsby. Maybe the unsung narrative of training camp so far has been the fact that Tank Bigsby looks great. He's broken off a few big runs. Now, granted, obviously, they're going to put on the pads here in tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find out if that continues. But so far, the pacing for Bigsby is all good. Everyone happy to see it, especially if ETN can get a spell in games on some of those short yardage run situations, keeping them fresh for the early yard and passing down situations. But that's day 5 from Everbank Stadium over at the Mech with the boys in teal and the Guardian hats getting together for some practices, man. Thoughts early on training camp. What are you feeling?
Hey, man, the start of any training camp I think is going to be rough. I don't think any training camp across, heck, any of the teams in the NFL have had things where most of the fans look at it and are just like, hey, man, this team is already ready for the season. Even up in Kansas City. I take that back. Maybe the Kansas City fans are like, you know what? Even though it looks like this right now, if they had to play in the season like this, they'd win the Super Bowl. But everybody else is going through some things. You'll hear it from the players and the coaches when you see that there is a bit of a disparity between the offense and the defense.
I like where you put the emphasis on that word.
Thank you, because I wanted to say G so bad. The defense is normally ahead of the offense. And, I've heard that in plenty of these press conferences. You've heard that as long as you've been watching football when you're talking about the preseason. So for the offense to be having struggles last week, even though there's no pads involved, I mean, okay, I think that stuff is going to happen. Plus with the other elements that are kind of scripted, I mean, I think that for what the coaches are looking for, what they've said they've been looking for from the players, I think that they would say that this training camp has been successful thus far. They're looking for more of, are the players doing certain things right? Not necessarily the outcome, though they don't want turnovers or they don't want bad plays. But if all of the 11 players on the field on both sides of the ball are doing what they're asking them to do while they're trying to teach and, as they say, install whatever it is that they're trying to install, then they're going to count that as a win. And then as you get closer to the end of training camp and you start getting into the preseason, closer to the regular season, all right, execution matters like 100% as far as outcome is concerned. But right now, first week of training camp, I would give it, I guess I would feel good about it as a fan because I think they feel good about it in that room, even with maybe some of the turnovers or lack of completions or whatever you want to say the offensive struggles have been.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Middleton.
Yeah.
Because this training camp will go through August or through most of August. At what point in the training camp will you start to freak out if you're still not hearing anything good on the offense?
Probably that final week.
Because it's one thing to say, hey, man, early on, they're just trying the curveball on every throw. Hey, man, they wouldn't normally run this play against this defense.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the case early on in camp. But what happens if we hear it also this week and next week and the week after? Feel like it's no longer, hey, this is a camp thing. Feels like it's a team thing at that point. There's a significant issue at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. But since, we don't have that part yet, and you asked me at what point, I would say towards the end of training camp. You start getting to that final week, those final handful of days, and it's still, hey, man, we still had 3 interceptions. Defense looks great. Top defense of all time. But your offense, we just don't know if they're going against one of the great defenses of all time or if they have real chemistry issues that are going to go into the season. I mean, I think that's when you start, as you say, pushing the panic button and start really, asking, who's calling plays? Why is this happening like this? You start nitpicking things. But right now, no, not at all.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see as it develops. Do we have a stud defense? Is the offense a clunker? Maybe is it a little of both early on? Maybe it's neither of the two. Maybe the defense looks good because the offense isn't right yet, whatever it is. But you're right. Time will tell as that thing develops. And, of course, one of the people who is heavily involved in unraveling that knot will be Doug Pederson. And I asked you how you felt about the offense, but certainly Doug's going to have an opinion after 5 days, and they kicked off his press conference with that very question. What do you think of the offense after the first week of camp?
We're only 4 days in, right? 4 days in. So
5 days now, Doug, but okay, that's fine.
So still installing, still learning, still teaching, progressing okay,
To me, this is code, by the way. To me, this is Doug going, don't worry about what you're seeing. Because we're just teaching. It's not even real game situation, right? None of this matters except for to the players. None of it matters. If Trev goes 1 of 17 in practice with 15 interceptions, don't sweat it.
Nah, hold on now. And I know you're just speaking.
I'm using hyperbole to illustrate a point, Brian.
Yeah. No need to jump off the cliff with it, though.
I'll just say, when is it no longer install? That's the question I asked you earlier for that reason. I just want to know I'm willing to give the Jaguars coaching staff, the roster players, all kinds of grace on this. I'm absolutely there. I trust that this team will be decent. But I'd also like you to tell me, as a head coach, and of course you can't do this, but I'd love for you to tell me, when is it time to hit the panic button? When would he start hitting the panic button?
That would be a great follow-up.
I'm sure he'd tell me never. We don't panic in the NFL. I'd be like, are you sure? Did you see last year?
You should start panicking then. Change that this year.
Yeah.
It's obviously we're not a finished product, and we just continue to learn and grow and work in different combinations up front in the O-line, work in different combinations at receivers and running backs. Just we're still in this developmental phase, developing all our players. As we get going deeper into camp, we'll get more specific on lineups and things like that.
What day, Doug? Day 13, 14, 15? What day? What day do I get to follow up with you going, we panicking yet, bro? What's happening here? You making phone calls in the middle of the night? Are you sending out Sunday morning emails at 8 a.m.? Like, where are we at? Just curious. Another follow-up question. I like those follow-ups. Are the turnovers from the offense a cause for concern? Or is it just growing pains? And we know Trev's got a reputation now. He's got a reputation. Maybe not so much for interceptions, but for turnovers in general. And so is this something that's still concerning Doug?
I mean, look, we're 4 days in. And
How many days in are we in? I wasn't quite sure when I came in this morning for this presser. How many days in are we?
Doug's like, would you get off my ass, please? 4 days in. What's the expectation, Doug? You're having the press conference. The media's there. Everyone's watching.
It's only day 4.
Are they not going to ask? Hey, Doug, we've looked like a polished turd. Thoughts? How dare you? How dare you ask? Nonsense. Got to answer the question.
And they're going to happen. Typically at this time, you would say defense is probably ahead of the offense. You know, I mean, it's always been that way. And any turnovers can be, cause for concern. But we continue to coach and teach. But on the other side of it, that's what you want your defense to do. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle.
All right.
I put that reverse card on you real quick.
I
mean,
just at the end. He was stacking Uno cards just at the end. He's like, yes, every turnover is a cause for concern. But at the same time, I'm hyped. Okay. I don't know. If I'm head coach, I'm certainly leaning one way or another. If I have the expectation of the defense to make turnovers, I'm probably less hyped than I am bummed about the offense making turnovers. But that's just me, I guess. That's why I'm not a head coach in the NFL.
That's the only reason. Okay.
One of two or three reasons.
Okay.
Yeah. I like taking days off. They don't do that in the NFL. They don't do that in the NFL.
Well, kind of do, but.
Here we do. You better believe I might take a whole week next week. Just saying.
Tease you with a good time.
Just saying. Given the changes to the offensive line over the offseason, how much more confident are you in the team's ability to convert in short yardage situations through the run? It's a good question, and they should ask him it every time they do any practice with the offensive line. Until somebody fixes this team's ability to gain 12 inches on 3rd and short, this question should be asked to Doug at every opportunity. They should be knocking on this man's door as he gets home from work. They should be on his front porch going, how you feeling now about short yardage situation?
Because, Aaron, I got to be real with you, man. One of the things that make your stomach drop as a fan of the Jags is when you see 3rd and short or 4th and short, and they don't run the punt team on there, and then they get in the gun.
Yeah, no running back.
Like, what?
No running back. 4 or 5 wide. You need 6.5 inches. You got 5 wide receivers out there, and you're like, yeah, this is where we're at last year.
Yeah.
Every day they see this man, they should ask him this question.
We know we can improve there and get better. I think, once we get the pads on this week and we really start kind of buckling down, I guess, in that part of it, we'll see where we are. But I like where we're headed, right now, what I've seen so far in the first 4 days. And I just got to, we'll have a short yardage period coming up later this week, in pads. And you see exactly, what can be. And I think
you think he's dreading that day? you think that's like, I got a math test Thursday and I do not want to be in school?
He's definitely talking to the media before that practice. He's not He's not going to do his press afterwards. He's definitely talking to him before that. Yeah. He's like, I do not.
You guys available 7 a.m. this morning? I'm a little busy later.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day if it doesn't go well.
Aaron, what did he say? What did he just say? And listen, I know what he said, but what did he say?
I realized Doug is one of these guys who's actually really good at this. Really good at using words to say something for a long time, but you kind of end where you start. There's a few examples of this in this press conference, actually. Let's go to clip 6 before we hit the break. This question is, as the head coach, what's the process you use to determine who should be calling plays?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What are you looking at in training camp to help you come to the decision? All right? Doug asked the question in a different way, kind of, that he's been asked all offseason. Who's going to be calling the plays? Here comes Doug with his answer. Clocking in, I got only 27 seconds. Can't be that bad.
Well, training camp's hard, too, because it's all scripted. That's what days off are for coaches. We script the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 practices. So, again, we're not scheming. We're going down the list, and it's, I determine what the period is, what we're going to work on, and then the coordinators, we just basically offense gives the defense down distance personnel, and we go from there.
He needs to be on Law and Order.
Oh, hold on.
This is absolutely a lawyer answer right here. He answered the question, Brian.
He did not answer the question. He gave an answer.
No, you missed it. He answered it. Listen, here's the answer.
Okay.
I determine what the period is, what we're going to work on,
yeah.
And then the coordinators, we just basically offense gives the defense down distance personnel.
We, the offense. That's the answer.
Holy
Who's
smoke.
calling the plays? Anyone with an O.
Aaron, he didn't. It's so, hey, listen.
On purpose, though.
Yeah.
Look,
no, I know. I get it.
Because what he doesn't want to do here is go, I've got press calling the plays this training camp. But he doesn't want to do that.
Right.
Because then everyone's going to run with, is press calling the plays for the season. And he certainly can't say he's calling the plays. Holy smokes. If he says he's calling the plays in training camp.
Press is going to be another hour.
Oh, my God. It's going to be a long time before he gets out of that press conference room over and over again. Who's calling the plays? Who's calling the plays? Who's calling the So I get he's between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
But he takes it a step further. He's like, look, we as the offense, we collectively at the same time shout the play into the microphone.
Aaron, he didn't finish like 3 thoughts. He had about 5 thoughts. He finished the first one and the last one. There's 3 thoughts, and he would just cut off all of a sudden and go somewhere new. And at the end of it, if you actually watch the presser, when he stops, he looks. That's the end of the that's the end of it, and they move on.
Yeah.
If I was sitting in there, Aaron, I'd be looking around like, am I crazy? Did he not answer? What are y'all writing down?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure
a good job on his part, though.
They're probably busy writing down the answer. It had a lot of words in it.
Let me get the Winn-Dixie. All right. Ask him to translate.
A little bit. We need some subtitles on some of these press conferences.
Good job from him, though, man.
Something weird is happening with this bed right here.
Oh, no, it's happening again. Remember that?
I do remember that. What is that? Does it mean we can't go to commercial break? Is it all Schachter show all the time?
I mean, hey, man. It's all you.
I guess we'll figure it out.
I'll play something.
It's all you. I'm getting up. You got to figure it out. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. 904-362-9901. Are you freaking out yet? Have you decided it's time to hit the panic button? Are you worried at all? I'd like to hear about it. 904-362-9901. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, back in a couple of minutes on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Onshore winds continue today, keeping things a little bit breezy at our beaches. It's also going to keep us a little less stormy. We'll see an isolated shower potentially out at the coast this morning. That'll shift near I-95 midday, but that's not going to be much rain, as the bulk of the rain and storm threat today is going to be well to the west of Jacksonville, with our highs up near 90 degrees with mostly sunny skies. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sema.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Christmas in July. Save up to 40% store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
Hi, boss.
Don't hi, boss me. I came back to the van and it was gone. You ditched me.
Sorry, boss, but the computer repair shop across the street had a new Safe Touch security sign in the window. I just panicked and took off.
But the shop we were breaking into didn't have Safe Touch security.
I know, but more and more businesses are discovering Safe Touch. What if their cameras caught our van?
Never mind that. Just come back and get me.
Well, I'm at the drive-thru at the barbecue place right now.
You're kidding, right?
Oh, stress makes me hungry. Hey, you want me to order you anything? Oh, look, the barbecue place has a Safe Touch sticker in their window. What a coinky-dink.
I hate Safe Touch. Yeah, get me some fried okra, will ya?
No alarm system gives you peace of mind like Safe Touch. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, save up to 50% on commercial-grade security packages for your business. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people of North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades, and we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus, and you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposits totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
Ugh. Kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. A spider. A spider! Relax. Just use Zevo. Zevo bug sprays use essential oils to eliminate those pests and up to 20 household insects. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spritz the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo. People friendly, bug deadly.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Hey, you.
What's good, my boy?
Connect with us on Instagram. Search for @ESPN 690 Jax and check out the latest sports news. We're ESPN 690.
What?
We are ESPN 690.
Just as long as we tracking.
Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Talking Jags training camp. Some of the struggles that have been happening with the offense. Is it concerning? Are you panicking? Or is this just radio people making radio stuff? Normally, I'd be the first one to tell you, hey, it's training camp. Relax, buddy. But I mean, 4 out of 5 days? It's a little ugly. It's not like you have a new offensive coordinator. New head coach, new quarterback. It's not like your number one receiver or number two receiver are different. So maybe all the not great stuff is happening with the new guys. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not out there. Too dang hot to be out there, Brian. You going out there anytime soon?
Yeah, I'll be out there 2 times this week.
Look at you.
Look
at you. Suffering. Suffering for the show.
I ain't saying I'm staying out there the whole time now.
Man, you're roasting for our sins, man. I appreciate that. Because you ain't never going to find me out at 175-degree practice.
I know how you feel about the outside in the sun.
Chill, bro.
You know.
Exactly. I started going on walks. Require me to be outside.
Hey, listen, man. I see it in your jowls already, man. Like you are. Hey, listen.
Oh.
Hey, man, 15 pounds down. I'm calling it right now. Ooh. You're already 15 pounds down, man.
I'm
you
close.
can tell.
I'm 12. I'm almost 13.
That's been a week and a half, right?
Yep.
That's insane.
I'm under 220 for the first time in years, like 6-7 years.
That's insane.
Yeah, man.
I see it already, though, man.
That's what happens. A little bit of motivation. A little bit of motivation can do it. I told my wife, I was like, I don't look good in my T-shirts yet, but I'm starting to fit back into the ones I should be wearing.
So, watch your mouth. That's what you basically were telling her, and I like that. So watch your mouth, huh?
Now we talking. You know what it is? It's that you have certain, tell me if you have this at home.
Okay.
You have certain shirts that, make you look better than you look without a shirt on.
Okay.
Then you have certain shirts that tell the truth a little too strongly.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, boy.
And so are you one of these people? I'm one of these people who refuses to throw out the bad shirts.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm thinking to myself, well, one day I'm just going to grow back into them.
Interesting.
That's not for you.
Oh, like do you have clothes that don't fit you well anymore?
Yeah,
and you just keep them.
Fit.
You don't give them away to people that actually can fit into it right now.
Now, you need my clothes?
Yeah, sure.
Are you down on your luck? Sorry, I might grow back into this.
Sure. It's an interesting way to phrase it. Grow back into it.
Or shrink back into it.
Okay. All right.
Because here's the deal. Every couple of years, I end up losing a ton of weight to try and diet. And then when I'm done with it, I go back to eating Dunkin' Donuts 7 times a day. And so I've got all these great size 34 jeans from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, you do.
Can't wear them. Can't wear them. I'm Mike Singletary with these things. Can't do it.
Hey, man.
Can't do it. I'm trying to help, Brian. I'm trying. You're slow on the take on a Monday. That's fine.
Yeah, you also did the
Now we talking.
I tried.
Yeah, you did.
Listen, you're the offense, I'm the defense. We understand how it's working. That's fine. Just saying, I'll have those size 34 pants or a size large T-shirt, and when I fit it, I look good. But then when you don't fit it, it's a little bit embarrassing.
A little snug?
It's a little bit snug, especially when you're sitting down most of the day.
Yeah, boy. Hey, listen, man. Hey, man, go ahead and readjust that shirt, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's caught up in the crevices, my boy.
Tell you what,
Yeah,
when I start wearing my large shirts, you'll see I'm doing the show standing up from now.
Hey, man, you gonna Pat McAfee it? Just gonna stand up for most of the show?
That's probably why he does it. That's probably why he does it.
Hey,
but
man.
yeah, I'm starting to fit into some of the XL shirts again because I hadn't grown into a double yet, but it was starting to get close.
Okay.
Or if you give me a double that hasn't been pre-shrunk, man, that's good size for me right there.
I'm telling you what, though, man, I see it in your face already. If people go back to 2 weeks ago, well, they wouldn't be able to because I don't think we're on the air. But if people go back to like 4 weeks ago when we were last on the air before our last vacation,
sure,
there'd be a more roundness to the jaw, cheek area of Aaron Schachter.
I'm also freshly shorn.
Yeah, man, but Aaron Schachter, man, is getting very 90 and 45-degree angle around the jawline, my boy. And I'm not mad at it, huh?
You're a sweetheart. Thank you, Brian.
Hey, man,
You're really always trying to build me up, man. I appreciate that. If only you could have been my mom instead of what actually was going on.
That's a lot. That's a lot you're doing right now, all right? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Doug Pederson.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And his press conference. A couple more questions I want to get from Pederson. One, because it leads us to the next press conference. But the other, because this is probably what I think the most interesting thing about this new football season is going to be, the new kickoff rules. We're yet to really see anyone game plan this thing. And you've got some of the most brilliant football minds in the universe working in the NFL in the front offices and coaching staffs of some of these teams who are coming up with different things that maybe their teams could do or try to take advantage of these new kicking rules. And so they asked Doug during the press conference. I know Heath Farwell did a press conference over the weekend, talked a little bit about it as well. But Doug, what are some of those thoughts on the new kicking rules?
Because it's different for everybody, right? It's the strategy is different. The approach is different. Obviously the alignment is going to be different. You know, people are going to look up, and if they haven't been following it, it's going to be like, whoa, you know, what are we doing?
I kind of like that aspect, by the way. If you're not like a huge football fan and you weren't watching in the offseason when they made the rule change, you're going to get to game one and go, whoa, what's this? Why has that team got 4 kick returners out there? Like, why is the kicker kicking the ball 5 yards and trying to bounce it into the air by 30 seconds? There's going to be some weird stuff happening, I think.
And I think each week, as we watch all the games, I think we'll just continue to learn, you know, and grow and really. I think it comes down to even the types of players that you use, you know, in your kickoff team, your kickoff return team. You know, who's back there returning the kick. You know, all kinds of things can take place now.
I do think it's pretty interesting. Yeah. Everyone's got like this blank slate to figure out how to game plan this whole thing. And you're just not going to know until you see it in play. I saw Doug speaking about it the other day also. He's like, I don't think people are going to really show their hand in the preseason either. He's like, they're going to keep it close to the vest. We're really not going to see until week 1. I mean, you'll get to see the new kickoffs in action. But still, I wonder what the biggest impact is going to be. There's definitely going to be more kick return touchdowns.
Yeah.
I wonder if you're going to have, you know, back in my day, not so much these days, but certainly back in my day, the big star kick returner was a thing. Like, there were guys in the NFL specifically Desmond Howard made his whole career off kick returns.
I'm thinking Devin Hester.
Devin Hester is another, absolutely Devin Hester. Mel Gray on the Lions back in the Barry Sanders days. I mean, these guys, if it was in their hands, it was like, lights out. Better send the whole team plus the mascot at this dude.
Just kick it out of bounds. Take the penalty, man.
You think that's what they should do? Everybody should do that?
No, I don't know. Honestly, I still don't understand how this is going to truly look. Like, you know, you hear the rule changes, but man, it'll be interesting to see how this kind of just comes to fruition and what kind of changes it really looks like on the field, and also the game planning and strategy leading up to that.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough to just read the rule change. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the people who know the game best treat those rule changes and try to game it to their advantage. The different strategies, formations, the different kinds of wild kicks. Instead of hang time, maybe maybe coffin kicking is better now, or maybe it's just a matter of squibbing every time where you're just bouncing the ball 20 yards after you kick it and seeing whatever wild bounce it takes to give the team enough time to run down the field, because that is the biggest change there, is that players can't start moving until later in the play now than what was last year. In any case, the last question of the press conference, or one of the last questions, I believe it was the last question of the press conference for Doug Pederson, was about wide receiver 1.
Christian came back healthy. He's been doing some really good things. You know, it's good 4 days for him. Feels good, feels strong. So he's definitely a piece that both Brian and Gabe really rely on out there, I think. And
I get the coach taking some time to formulate his words in these responses. I do. Because the media is there to take your words and do stuff with it. Good and bad.
Yeah.
Right? You can get in trouble for saying something that's completely innocuous. And it happens all the time. But if you have to take this long to describe one of the best players on the team, one of the most loved by the fans, one of the biggest leaders on the team, maybe there's a problem.
What do you mean by that?
Like, if someone came to me and was like, thoughts on Brian Middleton, you wouldn't be able to stop me from talking. You wouldn't be able to stop me. I'm locked and loaded with at least 7 compliments that are accurate.
Okay.
And true. They asked Doug, talk about Christian.
Came back healthy.
Healthy?
He's been doing some really good things.
Good things?
Good 4 days for him.
Can't get much more vague than he's been doing good things.
For 4 days.
No, it's good 4 days for him. Feels good. Feels strong.
Feels good. Like, what are you saying, Doug? Why are you happy to have him back? What is he doing out there that's above and beyond running routes? That's all he's got to do. I don't understand what happens there. I don't know. Am I just overthinking the thing?
A little bit.
Okay.
I think so. On this one, a little bit.
All right. I'll take your word and move
on. This is different than that the O-line coach?
We were talking about Phil Rauscher.
We were talking about Walker Little. Do you remember that?
I do.
The interaction, and you said, hey, man, Gabe Davis wasn't at the practice, and you told Walker Little to go take over for Gabe Davis because he just had a kid? and hold Gabe Davis's kid so Gabe Davis could come to practice because they don't need Walker Little because it took like 8 minutes for them to say something good about him?
Why are you going to do all that?
Well, I wanted to remind you because I didn't know if you remembered how you were roasting Walker Little for no good reason.
I don't even know that this happened.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, one of the good things I would have said about you is you have a great imagination. You make things up on the radio all the time.
Okay. Well, that's not false.
So I can't confirm these comments.
Okay.
I can't vouch for the things you're saying.
My point being, this feels different than that. I think Doug really is just at this point.
This feels different than that if that happened.
Well, that happened. So this feels different than that.
Okay.
Because, you're at the end of the presser. You're answering the same questions over again. Someone snuck in a play calling question now. He's just ready to be over. So he's going to give you something general and move out the way.
Yeah. Well, then they got to Christian Kirk. They didn't ask him how has Doug been good the last 4 days. Unfortunately, we couldn't get some competing sound there. But they did ask him about the offensive struggles early on in camp.
We're only 4 days in.
Kidding. It's Doug. I'm kidding. Oh. It could have been Christian. It could have been. It could have been everybody.
Could have been.
It definitely is a little difficult. As competitors, I think there should be a little bit of you that is a little frustrated. And
now we talking. That's what you want to hear, Brian.
Now we talking.
That's what you want to hear.
Frustrated and definitely has a little bit of, anger, as you want to say, because we're out there competing. Yes, it's our teammates that we're competing against, but I go out every single day and I want to win and I want to beat the guy that's lined up on the other side for me. So,
yes.
When things aren't going our way, it definitely gets frustrating at times, but you also have to keep the end goal in mind and kind of keep that perspective of just being patient and just taking everything in stride. But like I said, there's definitely a side, of every single guy that, wants to go out there and make every single play, make the big plays. So, like you said, it's just finding that happy medium day in and day out.
With all due respect to Chad Hall, if Christian Kirk is auditioning for the wide receiver coach position with that answer, he just got the job. He just got the job.
Nice.
That's the perfect answer. Hey, is this frustrating? Yeah, it is. It's frustrating. It kind of makes me a little bit angry. I want to win on every play, but I also know there's a bigger picture here, and I can't get caught up in training camp play 74 when I know I got a whole season ahead of me. That's the answer. Christian Kirk, man. Glad to see him back. Let's go to break here, Brian, because we're running a little bit late. We'll come back with some more Christian Kirk. 904-362-9901 on the Aaron Schachter Show. Where you at on training camp so far? Cool as a cucumber? Or you're reaching for the meds? Back on the Aaron Schachter Show in a couple of minutes.
In a city full of sound bites and spin, old stale takes, and the same old news, there is a show that dares to ask the tough questions. A show that cuts through the noise to reveal the truth.
It's the latest in wife-girlfriend side chick news.
The Aaron Schachter Show. Prepare to be challenged and entertained.
It is important for me to have you close the loop in Boo Boo Gate 2024.
For this is not just a show, it's an experience. With razor-sharp wit and fearless curiosity, Aaron Schachter takes on any topic at any time.
Hey, where on the rundown was the Geechee talk?
Brace yourself for shocking revelations and explosive debates.
I'm in my 40s now. It's all in the belly. The belly and the bosom.
Enlightened entertainment. From a new perspective, this is the Aaron Schachter Show.
Ow, looking at me, steamed up your glasses.
Monday through Fridays on ESPN 690.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida license D056341.
On Guarding Your Nest Egg Radio, Mike Lester, founder of Talon Wealth, focuses on a key question many share. Do I have enough to retire?
For starters, we'll do the math for you. But to me, it's really more about lifestyle. I want to find out what's important to you. I want to find out what your expenses are. And then I'm going to give you a realistic expectation moving forward of how your money needs to be invested to accomplish your goals in retirement.
Get to know Mike at guardingyournestegg.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler.
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv! If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool!
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler!
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
Ready to drive away with a fortune? Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for our Fairways to Fortune giveaway. Over $30,000 in prizes are up for grabs, including a top-of-the-line 6-seater golf cart. Join us July 27th at Best Bet St. Augustine for the big giveaway and hourly cash drawings. Come play and win big at Best Bet St. Augustine, located on State Road 207, seconds away from the I-95 exit. Visit BestBetJax.com for details. That's BestBetJax.com. And we'll see you in St. Augustine.
Jasmine is Northeast Florida's only youth center for LGBTQ plus teens and young adults, and for nearly 29 years has worked to help the community be a more welcoming place for our young people, offering mental health programs, peer counseling, family time, HIV testing and prevention, and a front door to homeless youth. Jasmine continues to be the safe space our LGBTQ plus young people need as they navigate this tumultuous time in their lives. Although progress has been made, our work is still necessary to reach the ultimate goal, equality and human rights for all. Partner to support our LGBTQ plus teens and young adults. Visit jasmine.org today.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 40% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. A few minutes before the top of the hour, we'll hit the Sports Center at 4 o'clock and come back with a fun hour on the Aaron Schachter Show. Shout out to Solid Take Brian, who I guess I scared. Nothing's wrong with Christian Kirk, my friend. We're just talking about his press conference. Apologize if I made you freak out a little bit. Some good questions we're asking this press conference, and then some questions I'm tired of hearing. For instance, what's your level of comfort you share with Trevor going into year 3 in the same system? Tired of hearing this. How many years have we heard this now? 2 years in a row. Tired of hearing it. How about, is there a bigger sense of urgency from the team, especially because of how last season ended? Tired of hearing it. Tired of hearing it. I don't want to think about the collapse last season. I understand the players will, and quite frankly, need to keep that intensity high. That's fine. But I'm tired of hearing these guys go, yeah, increased urgency. We don't like how it ended last year. Okay. I'm over it. It's done. Interesting question of the press conference. How is the communication going between the players and press in particular?
It's been good. I think a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about is just how we can evolve, with what we're doing as an offense.
The press being Press Taylor, by the way, not the media.
And things down the road that we're going to kind of get to. And, when you want to try new things based off of what you already have installed, now's the time to try it. You don't want to wait till week one, to try something new that you've never done. So there's a lot of different wrinkles that we're kind of trying out to see what we like, what we don't like. And, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But like I said, now's the time to do that. So it's been good to kind of communicate with him, really brainstorm. He's open to just hearing from us and kind of different things that maybe we want to try or what we've seen other teams do. So, that's a little bit of part of what our discussions have been.
All right, so open and collaborative over at training camp for the Jaguars, just like it's open and collaborative here on the Aaron Schachter Show. Let's get another voice on the air. 904-362-9901 if you want to hop in next segment. Who's this on the Aaron Schachter Show hotline?
Aaron, what's up, man? It's David. How you doing, man?
Oh, till this David. What's happening, my friend?
That's right. To this day, baby. Hey, I wanted to change subject, if you don't mind, and talk a little bit about college football. I know it's all things Jaguars, but I wanted to get your take on these conferences gobbling each other up. What are your thoughts of one day we probably seeing two major conferences, whether it be a East and a West or a North and a South? Actually, East and a West, split it somewhere around Texas, because this stuff where they got East Coast teams going all the way to the West Coast and sometimes multiple times a week, and that's not going to last very long, I don't think. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I appreciate the call to this, David. Thank you very much. A couple of minutes before we go to SportsCenter, I think you need a little more time to parse this out, but here's where I'm at, basically. I think there's no way it's not going in that direction at this point. At least to 2 or 1 major, giant, mega conferences. Now, if you look at all the major sports, most of them are split into 2 and then split into sections within that 2. So that's not exactly, obviously, how college football is doing it now, but the system is changing. It's kind of fluid as teams keep leaving and joining different conferences last year, this year, and the years moving forward. And I believe it continues to go that way as long as the playoffs are still kind of figuring it out. I believe the playoffs are changing again this year. We're adding more teams this year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And I think until that settles, you're not going to see the conference alignment settle at all. But quite frankly, I wouldn't mind seeing 2 mega conferences or even 1 mega conference. I mean, you look at college basketball and the way they get to the Sweet 16, it's a little bit cumbersome when you think about it that way, as opposed to just having everyone in the same spot going up again. I think the main issue there is you don't play enough games in college football to do what these other sports do, David.
Yeah, I got you. And I could say 2 conferences almost makes more logistical sense, and it's not going to happen anytime. And it's just a thought I'm having, but it almost makes more sense than what they're trying to do now. But anyway, hey man, I appreciate you taking my call. Sorry I interrupted all things Jaguar, but I'll let y'all get back to it, and y'all have a good day. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Dave. Anything for till this David. Anything for that dude. You want to change the topic? You want to come on here and talk taxes? You want to come on here and talk sunsets? We'll chat sunsets. That's the respect you get on the Aaron Schachter Show till this David. Great listener right there.
To this day!
I definitely think it's going to a bigger system. I think they're going to do away with a lot of these other conferences. Certainly, there are fans of the conferences who aren't going to want to see it happen, traditionalists and purists, but money will talk, and the money continues to talk. You saw some of the mega deals going on within those conferences. Those deals only get bigger once you expand to bigger teams with national pedigree. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. You think we'll do some more Christian Kirk when we come back? You think there's more to cover there, Brian?
Maybe.
You want to take a look? When we come back, a little more Christian Kirk. We've also got some more to talk about. Possibly a game. We're not sure yet. I do have a Kansas City Chiefs story. I believe they're getting a little bit too cocky. Brian says no. We'll chop it up on the Aaron Schachter Show when we get back. 904-362-9901, ESPN 690.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Only one sale is so good, it's earned the name to end all names. The Big One Sales event. And it's going on right now at Arlington Toyota, even on pre-owned. I'm talking over 600 vehicles in stock, one location. That's over 275 SUVs, over 200 cars, over 110 pickups. Arlington Pre-Owned even has 125 vehicles under $18,000. Plus, now you get 60 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And help from Arlington's Credit for Everyone program. Shop arlingtontoyota.com.
Meet David, talking about his experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
After my first treatment of BioTarget, I noticed the results right away when I left the office. I was having pain in my knee and I was unable to run. After the treatment, I was able to start running again. I don't know if it gets any better than that. So I would definitely recommend this to my friends and family members.
BioTarget regenerative therapy has helped countless others. Call 904-92-REGEN. Go to biotarget.com to learn more. 100% risk-free guarantee.
Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Winter is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had zero losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
The lightest 350 horsepower onboard has just hit the water. Introducing the all-new Yamaha 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 with advanced features and class-leading power to weight. Every run will be more efficient and exhilarating. The new 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 from Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
I'm Josh Scobie, proud supporter of Guardian Catholic School. Did you know that literacy is the most important predictor of lifelong success? That's why Guardian educators focus on teaching literacy skills from pre-K 3 through 3rd grade, so kids can read to learn from 4th grade on. Our teachers and parents can't do it alone, so we're inviting you to get a kick out of reading. Our aim is to provide new hardcover and digital books for each class. With your help, we'll place books into the hands of every Guardian student from kindergarten through 3rd grade. Please give today. Visit guardiancatholic.com and click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. That's guardiancatholic.com. Click on Get a Kick Out.
This is Sports I'm Kevin Richter. Game number 1 at the Olympics for the U.S. women's basketball team. They've won 55 straight games in the Olympics. They're taking on Japan, the opening of group play. 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. U.S. has a 52-39 lead. Asia Wilson has 17 points for the United States so far. Japan, by the way, 9 3-pointers in the opening half. U.S. men's gymnastics team, they take the bronze in the team event, their first medal since back in 2008. Novak Djokovic beat Rafael Nadal in straight sets in round 2 of the tennis competition at the Olympics, the 60th and likely final meeting between the two legends. Afternoon baseball, game 1 of a doubleheader. Orioles and Blue Jays at Camden Yards. Zach Eflin on the mound for Baltimore. Yariel Rodriguez was on the mound for Toronto. He did not last long. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 4 walks, 4 runs. He also drilled Baltimore's James McCann in the face with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He got hit in the nose. He's a catcher. He stayed in the game. Trade deadline comes your way tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Dodgers, Cardinals, and White Sox agree on a 3-team deal. L.A. gets infielder Tommy Edman, reliever Michael Kopech. Meanwhile, St. Louis gets Eric Petty and Tommy Pham.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Tuesday, we continue our ESPN Rankem series with my top 5 overall best players. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
I'm Josh Scobie, proud supporter of Guardian Catholic School. Did you know that literacy is the most important predictor of lifelong success? That's why Guardian educators focus on teaching literacy skills from pre-K 3 through 3rd grade, so kids can read to learn from 4th grade on. Our teachers and parents can't do it alone, so we're inviting you to get a kick out of reading. Our aim is to provide new hardcover and digital books for each class. With your help, we'll place books into the hands of every Guardian student from kindergarten through 3rd grade. Please give today. Visit guardiancatholic.com and click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. That's GuardianCatholic.com. Click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. Reading well at an early age is a must. Help kids get a kick out of reading. Please give today. Visit GuardianCatholic.com and click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. Please give today. Visit GuardianCatholic.com and click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. That's GuardianCatholic.com. Click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. Guardian Catholic School. Faithful protectors of potential.
If you give to an organization like the Child Cancer Fund, you can know that you are directly helping that person who lives here in our community.
Listen to the 10th Annual Care-a-thon August 22nd and 23rd. Learn more and donate at childcancerfund.org.
24 days till Care-a-thon.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Named the #1 city for job seekers and the 3rd hottest job market in America, Jacksonville is on the rise. Hi, I'm Andre Wallace, president of Jax USA Partnership. We work hard to keep our economy thriving and make Jacksonville the place to do business. Companies across the world are choosing to invest in Jacksonville and create jobs here because of our talent, infrastructure, business climate, and quality of life. Advance your career or grow your business in our great city. Learn more at jaxusa.org.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome to it. Monday edition of the Aaron Schachter Show. With you guys up until 5 p.m. on ESPN 690. I am Aaron Schachter. With me, executive producer extraordinaire, Brian Middleton. Having fun today. We broke the story as we started the show. Danico Autry got popped. 6-game suspension for PEDs. Not a great way to start off his Houston Texans tenure.
Good for him.
Yeah. Danico's getting up there in years, is he not?
I don't know. How old is he?
I think he's in his 30s right now. 34. It's usually how it happens with some of these PED violations. You get an older athlete who's trying to recover quickly, and maybe they end up using a substance or two that they're unaware contains other substances, and they get popped. That's what Danico is saying happened. He's saying he didn't knowingly or on purpose ingest any banned substances. This is all an accident. My bad, guys. Whoopsie. So, Danico Autry will be MIA for the first 6 games for the Houston Texans. Couldn't happen to a better franchise. We were talking a little bit about the updates out of training camp. We're hearing the offense picked up a little bit today. Brian Thomas Jr. making a big play of the day. Ronald Darby continues to show out. Christian Braswell had a nice day. We heard that Trevor had a good day. Mac Jones had a good day. Got to say it was a good day. Pads come on tomorrow. We'll see if any of that changes. We heard earlier from Doug Peter. Yes, Brian, you think I'm trying to throw shade? What's the deal there?
No, I thought about the long-running joke that we've done on here multiple times. I thought you were going to be like, so none of them had to use their AK.
Oh,
you know,
say it was a good day.
Or in some former fashion saying that. That's why I smiled.
Unlike you, I don't support gun violence, Brian, so we won't be using those lyrics here.
Well,
this is a family program.
I mean, neither does that lyric. It doesn't support it. Didn't have to use his AK.
Yeah, but I think the implication is normally he does when it's
because
not
a good day.
Yeah.
But it was a good day.
But every day can't be a good day.
But he doesn't support gun violence on days that are good.
That's fair. I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Shout out to Ice Cube. Anyway, we heard from Doug Pederson. Some of the same old, but some new in that press conference. And now we're hearing from Christian Kirk. We did get to 1 or 2 questions from Kirk. I think there are 1 and 2 more questions I want to get to before we move on here. Because I do like this question. What's been the biggest emphasis when it comes to the passing game at this point in training camp, other than actually completing a pass and not throwing an interception?
Yeah, I think right now the emphasis has been more on the shorter and intermediate passes, especially early on, really just getting our base kind of bread and butter plays going. And then as
that's the base bread and butter, short yardage. A little bit concerning to hear that, Christian.
And we evolve, the pads come on, the line's able to protect a little better up front, due to the physicality, not having pads on, we'll be able to start trying to push the ball down the field, really start to get into like our max pro stuff, play action pass. So like I said, right now it's just kind of putting in the foundation and then you kind of accelerate from there. But
Brian, correct me if I'm wrong. The concern hasn't been that we haven't seen the Jags push the ball downfield in training camp. The concern has been we haven't seen the Jags push the ball into a receiver's hands.
What you want the man to say, man?
Oh, I'm not saying Christian is right or wrong. I'm just saying he's sitting there talking about, I guess, the timeline at camp and what they're working on, but he's talking as if our expectation that their bread and butter is short yardage plays, we know it's not. And then he's talking as if we're worried we're not seeing him push the ball downfield. I don't think anyone said that. I think the worry is that the offense doesn't look like it's on the same page with each other. That's all. It wasn't the question. I'm saying that's what I think is happening. They asked him about last season. I don't really care about it that much.
Okay.
I'm curious his thoughts on Gabe and Brian in the offense. How do they help? What do they bring into the table? And I'm hoping he's just not going to talk about stretching the field. There's got to be other stuff they're bringing to the table here. There's got to be other stuff that Gabe Davis, a beloved teammate at the Buffalo Bills, comes with huge bona fides to this locker room. There's got to be other stuff he's bringing to the table. We heard all about Brian Thomas Jr. being a smart guy right after he was drafted, coming to those mini camps. There's got to be something other than stretching the field here.
Well, I think just their dynamic ability, especially on the outside.
Dang it! Come on.
Man, hell no.
Come on.
Is it a bad thing? Before you don't play anything else here, please.
It's not.
You are legitimately frustrated.
I'm just
with that response.
We get it.
You're gonna love it in week 6.
They are tall and fast. I love it now.
Yeah.
I love it now.
No, you don't.
I just don't love hearing it over and over again. Hey, how do Gabe and Brian help this offense?
This is how they help us. What you
want? Be like this. On top of them stretching the field, here are other ways in which these guys
ask better
help
questions.
The offense.
Ask better questions then.
Okay.
To be able to create plays down the field, they're bigger bodies, so even, across the middle and intermediate passes.
Okay.
But, when it comes to bringing in different wide receivers, especially for this system, everybody has to play everywhere. I have to be able to go in the backfield, play outside as well, play inside, and, same goes for Brian and Gabe. They'll be inside as well, so they're both really smart players, and I think that's the one thing that kind of sticks out is you can kind of put them everywhere, and they're very diverse, so
that would have been a perfect answer on its own.
There you go.
Very smart guys. You can literally put them in any receiving position on the field. It's a great answer.
Eventually. Right?
I think our games
eventually.
Okay.
They're very diverse, so I think our games complement each other well, and we're just excited to keep developing them and their relationship with Trevor.
I will say, despite it being a yawn point, it's a real one. Is that Ingram and Kirk's games complement Davis and Thomas's games very well. Like you could have a few different, I guess they're called permutations, combinations of players out there and not lose a step. Not every team can say that. Not every team can say that. You're playing against the Steelers, you're going against Pickens and everybody else. That's what it is.
Okay.
He's the guy. They got a couple of rookies. They got a tight end, middle of the pack kind of guy. And the Jags, you can swap them out. Maybe Christian Kirk goes 7 for 85 in this game. Maybe the next game, Brian Thomas Jr. goes 4 for 90. You can spread it out. I do like that. And it fits Trev's personality, the way he throws that ball. Because he doesn't like to lock in on one guy. He does like to spread it around. He does like to move the targets around. I think it's good news for the Jaguars. In any case, I promised you I would tell you why I thought the Kansas City Chiefs might be getting a little bit too cocky.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You remember last year, they came up with a play late in the season. Maybe they came up with it earlier, but they ran a play against the Raiders, I believe. They did the ring around the Rosie.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they came out and they completed a pass on it.
That's right, yeah.
So then, fast forward to this offseason, and you got the rookie defensive back on the Las Vegas Raiders holding the Kermit the Frog voodoo doll, talking about Pat Mahomes. Then they ask Pat Mahomes, what'd you think about it? Pat Mahomes says, it'll get handled when it gets handled.
Oh, no Kermit voice with it? Okay.
It'll get handled when it gets handled.
That sounds just like him.
That was him.
Well, I mean Kermit.
No, I was playing the Mahomes cut. That being said, just a few days later, new video coming out of Kansas City Chiefs training camp. They have scripted a quadruple pass. It goes, hike the ball to Mahomes, screen it to Tony, Kadarius Toney, who then screens it back to Mahomes, a little flea flicker action, but a little further than the flea flicker, like full-on screen passes. Then Mahomes back to Toney, and then Kadarius Toney down the field to Xavier Worthy, rookie wide receiver. They completed it in camp.
How slow is Xavier Worthy?
He's very fast.
Yeah, no, I know. It's trying to be a joke. 4 passes?
But that's my point, is that I think they started the play at the 20, and it ended up being a touchdown. Like, you do have to have about 35 minutes of pass protection to pull this play off.
Kadarius Toney got that kind of arm? I haven't seen this play yet.
I have never seen him throw a ball outside of this practice play. I imagine almost every player in the NFL could throw a football far. I mean, as a kid, I'm sure they were all playing quarterback at some point on the street with their friends. But, man, Mahomes to Toney to Mahomes to Toney to Worthy is nonsense.
And that's why you say
it's too much.
Kansas City is
a little too cocky. It's a little too much, guys, with your trick plays. Now, don't get me wrong. If they pull this off and they connect in a game for positive yardage, like they already take their goated status and goat it even more.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Super goat.
Wow.
But to practice this?
Well, you want them just to draw it up in the dirt in real time and be like,
no,
hey.
As a KC fan, I don't want them to do it at all.
You're a Kansas City fan now. Nice.
No, I'm just saying, if I'm a KC fan, I don't want to see
you
this.
Have to explain yourself, man. Okay? I thought you were Jets, then you kind of faked the Jags thing, and now all of a sudden you're Kansas City.
I see how it goes. Clown shoes. Okay.
All
that's
right.
fine.
Okay.
Clown shoes. That's fine. That's fine. Clown shoes. That's okay. If they even try this in a game, someone needs to be held accountable for something.
What does that mean?
This is wild.
What do you mean by that?
A 4-pass play?
Yeah.
To a guy you weren't even sure was going to be on the team at the end of last year.
Yeah.
They were about to kick Kadarius Toney off that team. He didn't even get to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
He wasn't injured. They kept him out.
Yeah.
They sent him to his room.
Yeah.
They were like, go sit in timeout. We got to go play the Super Bowl.
He'll get a ring.
I bet he will, too. Like, I bet he'll wear it. Like he earned it.
Why not? He helped him get there.
Stop it.
He was on the team.
He didn't even play every game.
So?
Most importantly, he didn't play the game.
So?
He was too busy being a joker, a knucklehead.
He was, and I'm not going to defend that, but I'm just saying so. He was on the team. He played during the regular season.
Quadruple pass. My point, anyway, is that you know who they're going to pull this against.
Oh, yeah.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders better be prepared with a 4-pass play defense. Because if this came out and they don't think it's coming for them, if they don't think Pat Mahomes is going to absolutely attempt to make them look foolish, more so than not, then they're asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Mahomes is gunning for the throat with the Raiders. I imagine lots of those guys are. I imagine Kelsey's going to be playing with extra butterscotch that day. I imagine everyone's going to have it. I didn't realize that Antonio Pierce commented on the Pat Mahomes thing. Had you seen that?
With the Kermit doll or?
On the Kermit doll thing, yeah.
What did he say?
It says, I'm looking at this tweet. I'll play it right here if my hotkeys are up. It says, Antonio Pierce with a very short answer on the Kermit puppet from yesterday. Here it is. Get ready on that dump button just in case.
No good.
I haven't listened to this.
No, we addressed it as a team yesterday. We nipped in the bud. It's all right.
All right. We addressed it as a team yesterday. We nipped it in the bud. That is a veteran football player.
No.
Telling a young rookie, shut up and sit down.
Hey, too late.
Oh, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, too late.
Yeah, man.
Coach Pierce, I get what you're saying, and that's the right move.
He's like, don't come for me, Pat Mahomes.
That's the right move. But too late.
Don't come for me.
When we get on this field two times, because it's not going to be 3 times because y'all not making the playoffs.
No, you don't know. Antonio
we won't
Pierce,
see you in the playoffs.
You could have Aiden O'Connell
We're
and
not going to see you in 2025
Gardner
until next
Minshew
September.
Making the playoffs?
Not going to happen.
Devontae Adams getting traded to the Jets in a couple of months. They can still make the playoffs.
Antonio Pierce tried to do the J. Cole for his team, but it ain't no J. Cole for his team. Your team is Drake.
All right, time out. All right,
What?
So who's Drake and who's – all right, so Kendrick are the Chiefs. Drake is the Raiders.
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce is J. Cole.
Yeah, who jumped in almost.
Who's Rick Ross?
I don't know yet. We got to see who else want to stick their head in there and laugh.
The Denver Broncos are Rick Ross?
Laugh and giggle.
Denver Broncos getting jumped at a Raiders
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Raiders cheerleading
City.
night? Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, that's cool, Coach Pierce again, Antonio Pierce. Right move. Right move. Keep it short. Keep it simple. We handled it. We nipped it in the bud. Didn't be like, that's football. He didn't do any of that. Smart move. Too late. It was too late as soon as somebody pulled out their little phone and hit record and hit post. Holding up that Kermit doll with the fake wig hair on it. Oh, boy.
Andy Reid commented as well. Did you hear those comments?
Oh, boy. Let me get ready on the dump button.
Here we go.
No.
Patrick Mahomes got some fuel to the fire recently with the Raiders and a puppet and some other things out there. I know last year he was kind of searching for some things to fire him up, and he found them. Is it a smart idea to fire up Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I'd probably say not. We don't spend a lot of time here with puppets, so it's.
Is it a smart idea to fire up Pat Mahomes? He could have looked at the camera, speaking directly to the entire Raiders organization, and went, no, It is not. Instead, he wants to throw a jab at this rookie.
Got to.
We don't spend time here with puppets.
Too busy sizing our fingers for Super Bowl rings.
Oh, I thought they were too busy filming State Farm commercials. My bad.
That too. I'm sorry.
I thought they were too busy drawing up plays on my daughter's Etch-a-Sketch.
Too busy making plans for friends and family to travel to different places during the playoff runs.
Too busy working on their new savings plans with Vanguard so they can afford a Super Bowl suite.
Too busy not worrying about their next contract because most of them are going to stay there. Not this guy. Who's the rookie? The rookie again? Do you know his name?
Oh, I forget his name.
Yeah, exactly.
In Vegas.
Exactly. Exactly.
We try to do our work and try to get better. That's the important thing.
No puppets here at Chiefs camp. Thanks so much, Andy.
Oh, boo. Boo.
He's a little cocky. You ain't on the team, reporter. You ain't on the team. Calm down.
Calm down, CBS Sports reporter. I can't wait. I can't wait till the two teams play each other. When's that first game?
I don't know.
Let's look up the Chiefs' schedule, see when this first game against the Raiders is going to be, because that's going to be must-see TV for sure. How much do you think they beat them by that first game? 70?
Well, I initially texted you that it was going to be 70-0, and then I heard Patrick Mahomes say, "Well, handle it later on," or something like that.
Handled, and your score went up to 150.
I think I said 80-0. I was like, that's good for another touchdown and field goal right there.
First Chiefs Raiders will be in Vegas, October 27, Halloween game.
Okay.
And then the second matchup is Thanksgiving game. November, not on Thanksgiving. You can't say that anymore, but November 29.
Okay.
So the end of November. And that one's obviously in Kansas City. 3 o'clock game is an interesting start time. Is that Thanksgiving? Did I just get that right by accident?
It could be a Thanksgiving
game. It is Thanksgiving.
Only Detroit
That's the Thanksgiving game. 1 of 3.
Yeah.
Raiders Chiefs doesn't feel Thanksgiving-y at all.
Yeah. I guess they're the one-off game. Because normally Detroit.
You want to talk about one of only a few days that Vegas is probably empty.
You think so?
Thanksgiving's got to be one of them.
so.
Who's doing Thanksgiving in Vegas?
That sounds like a obvious question. There's plenty of people who go to Vegas for a holiday.
For Christmas, I'm with you. For New Year's, fine.
Think about the buffets, the Thanksgiving buffets that could be at some of these spots in Vegas.
Man, nothing like a Vegas buffet. I know I sound hack and old school and old hat, but nothing like a Vegas buffet, man. They had serious business there. It'll cost you serious business too, like $70 a person.
Mm-hmm.
Better bring that checkbook when you go to Vegas. What's a checkbook, Brian? Just dating myself. Don't worry about it. When we come back on the Aaron Schachter Show, I got an update from the Olympics.
Okay.
And the latest on America's national treasure, Snoop Dogg. That's on the Aaron Schachter Show.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly to mostly sunny for your Monday, as Jacksonville's daytime highs will be back up around 90. It'll be a little breezy, though, at the beaches, with daytime highs only in the 80s. The shower and storm threat looks pretty isolated for Jacksonville today, with the bulk of the rain well inland. There may be an isolated shower near Highway 301 tonight after sunset. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Christmas in July. Save up to 40% store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
Named the #1 city for job seekers and the 3rd hottest job market in America, Jacksonville is on the rise. Hi, I'm Andre Wallace, president of Jax USA Partnership. We work hard to keep our economy thriving and make Jacksonville the place to do business. Companies across the world are choosing to invest in Jacksonville and create jobs here because of our talent, infrastructure, business climate, and quality of life. Advance your career or grow your business in our great city. Learn more at jaxusa.org.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-REST.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjax.com to learn more. That's bestbetjax.com.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
You know, Santa's on the beach this time of year, but the elves at Beard's Diamonds have been busy marking everything down.
It's Christmas in July at Beard's Diamonds. Everything store-wide is on sale, up to an unbelievable 40% off.
That's all GIA certified loose diamonds, all designer settings, pendants, bracelets, earrings, engagement rings.
Everything store-wide is on sale, up to 40% off.
For more than 40 years, families have been shopping at Beard's Diamonds for the absolute lowest price.
Now, to say thank you, everything in the store is discounted up to 40% off.
Nobody beats Beard's Diamonds prices.
If you're popping the question soon, celebrating a big anniversary, or even getting a head start in the holidays,
now you can go even bigger and save thousands, even on Rolex watches.
Everything store-wide is on sale, up to 40% off. But hurry, these savings will only last until July 31st.
Don't buy anywhere until you shop Beard's Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
Sometimes a family needs a little help to deal with life stresses. You can contribute to happy, healthy childhoods with a few simple steps. Notice families under stress. Offer a helping hand. Give your time. Talk about healthy child development. Connect a family with resources. Contributing to a great childhood can be as easy as being a good neighbor. For more, preventchildabusefl.org. This message is sponsored by the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Mueller Air & Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler.
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. That's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air & Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
Amount of money to
Connect
the
with us on Facebook.
What do you mean by that?
Search for @ESPN 690 Jax and check out the latest sports news, live stream, or show clip.
Now we talking.
ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Mueller Air & Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler.
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. That's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air & Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, you.
What's good, my boy?
Connect with us on Instagram. Search for @ESPN 690 Jax and check out the latest sports news. We're ESPN 690.
What?
We are ESPN 690.
As long as we tracking.
Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
What up? Sierra and Schachter Show. 904-362-9901. Talking football pretty much the entire time. That's going to come to an end right here. Time for an Olympics update. How silly of us, Brian. I've been in radio over 2 decades. You've been in radio a long time. We're supposed to have an Olympics bed here. We didn't even think to do it. What? What?
I can find one.
There it is.
I can find one. I was going to record in traffic, but I'm going to find this instead.
No. I can do my thing. I'd hate to make you do your job while you're also doing your job. That's crazy talk. Crazy talk.
I'm going to find something right now.
Probably should have done this during the break. Okay. I did want to bring an Olympics update to the show. I was checking out a little bit of the Olympics over the weekend. I wouldn't say I was glued to the TV. But, you know, every time I'm in front of the TV about to watch something else, I'd go check over. I'd go over to the Peacock. And I'd go look at my multi-box, maybe some of the results on there. Let's check this medal count because we know that's what counts. It's bragging rights right there. And so I don't know what you consider winning here. For instance, thank you, buddy. Now we talk. Thank you. Brian, you tell me, do you judge these guys based on gold medals or total medal counts?
Total medal.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a total medal kind of guy.
I think a lot of people are. And it's not just the total quantity of medals, but the value of the total also. I think when they count total, they're counting total medals. I would like to assign a point value. Like gold should equal 3, silver should equal 2, bronze should equal 1, in my opinion. That being said, when you look at the gold medal leaders, Japan right now in the early lead. America playing Japan women's basketball right now. They're pretty heavy. But Japan has 6 gold medals right now. You've got France, China, Australia, and South Korea with 5 gold medals, and then the U.S. with 3 gold medals. That being said, when it comes to the silver, America tied atop. You got France and America both with 8 silvers, and then over in the bronze category, we are blowing the competition away. 9 bronze medals for the States. The next closest country is Japan with 4, more than doubling up on them. So when it comes to the total medal count, Brian, the quantity of medals, America leads the field with 20. Second place by my count right now looks to be France with only 16, just a mere tiny, inadequate, pleasing to nobody 16. America sitting there top of the mountain with 20. We just need to get that gold medal count up a little bit.
Yeah, that usually it's usually that kind of flow, if I remember correctly. It happens
usually
every 4
we start
years.
out a little bit lagging, and then we come through towards the end.
Because it's the sports, the way that the sports are laid out.
They also got the big important sports towards the end there.
I mean, track and field don't start till August. So we cooking people outside of the dude from France that can run real fast.
Yeah.
We cooking y'all.
And your girl Simone Biles having a time. I believe this is going to be her last Olympics. She's got a lot of love for Simone Biles right now.
Okay.
She's got that documentary out there on Netflix, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she's all over the place, and I never realized, I mean, obviously an amazing gymnast. She's decorated gold medalist. I didn't realize she was so good that they named some moves after her.
Really?
Like, that's how good she is.
Never heard of it.
If they named the Schachter as something you do on the radio, what would that be?
I don't think you can talk about that on the radio.
I think if you talk smack about someone in the same breath that you compliment them and it's to their face, you call that the Schachter.
Yeah, you Shachterin'. You Shachterin' right now, man.
He got shacked. That being said, I fully expect America to come out victorious. I appreciate that. A little bit lower for me, buddy, in my headphones. Thank you. I fully expect America to come out on top. And Simone Biles be a large part of that. She's going to be a finalist in all 4 of the events she's participating in. So great to see Simone Biles still with a chance to leave these games with multiple gold medals for USA Gymnastics, especially after the horrific story that's been happening over the last, 15, 20 years with U.S. Gymnastics and Larry Nassar, who I think is either still in prison or dead at this point. I don't know if he passed away in prison. I remember reading something about him. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not a free man anymore, and rightfully so. All right, so let's go to the next update from the Olympics, because we were just talking about Simone Biles. Well, apparently, Simone Biles' family was hanging out with Snoop Dogg and Hoda. Hoda was doing the coverage for NBC, and Snoop Dogg's really been a darling of the Olympics so far. Do they do this every year? Do they send like an oddball edition to the Olympics with coverage? Because I don't remember this happening in the past. But they've got Snoop out there doing a ton of stuff. Listen to Snoop Dogg. Pull down this music for a second. Listen to Snoop Dogg do play-by-play on this badminton volley.
Oh, I love this badminton right here. This is a great rally right here between China and the U.S. right here. As you see, it don't stop to the casket drop. They rocking and rolling, back and forth. Give me that. No, I need that. No, over here. No, over there. What about over there? No, what about there? No, give me that. I need that. That too. No, sit down somewhere. Get out. Wait a minute. Hold it. Way up in the sky. Now down. Back up. Over there. Now over here. Get out the way. Move. I told you we need that.
That was a good point. That's fun.
To this day.
I love it.
A little bit of main character syndrome. You love it?
You didn't love it.
It's all right.
You couldn't do a whole match of that, but you like it
Here's
in
the thing.
certain spots?
If I loved badminton, this would drive me crazy.
Okay.
But if I just loved entertainment, I could listen to this for a long time.
I would argue that most people that don't watch badminton from the U.S. would probably tune in more. And that's what people are more worried about right here.
Well, NBC cares for sure, but they're not going to have Snoop calling those games for real. That was like a guest spot.
Yeah.
But again, if you're watching badminton, you're hoping to hear the action, and all you hear is, give me that, over there, over here, up
the
top.
casket drop.
Yeah, well, that's kind of funny. Right?
Yeah.
It had some highs and lows.
Yeah.
But the point is that Snoop Dogg has been everywhere in these Olympics. NBC producers basically just driving this dude to every event, putting him in the stands with friends and family of the people competing.
He ran the 200 earlier, a couple weeks ago.
He did run the 200 to the tune of 35 seconds.
Yeah, very fast.
I'll run that same 200 before the end of these Olympics.
Well, after you dropped 12 pounds already. I mean,
he's like
maybe
75 pounds. He's a stick figure.
Well, yeah, but he's also like 73. Okay.
No, we're close to the same age.
Man, you're 40. You said you're a man at 44, 43, 44.
How old is Calvin Brodus?
Like 55, I
He's
thought.
52.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Relax.
I'm 7 years change.
Less than a decade between us.
Yeah, it's 7 years, Aaron.
Less than a decade.
And it's not like 24 and 17. It's 52.
Now, this is a different story you sing than when we're talking about Bill Belichick and his 12-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, because you're not talking about being in a relationship. We're talking about athletic ability, what the body can handle. Anyway.
Oh, Calvin out there. Really celebrated right now. Showing up at all kinds of events, wearing a Simone Biles t-shirt. He was so proud to show that off. And then ultimately he ends up in this interview segment with Hoda and the Simone Biles family. And then they had this exchange that some people, not necessarily me, some people are saying is a little bit awkward.
It's a beautiful scene, Tarico. And guess where we are? We're at Team Biles right here. We got Nellie and Ron, Simone's mom and dad.
I'm sorry. By the way, it's funny to me because when they're doing this report, they're at like some hilltop, this beautiful background. Snoop is a good 3 feet to the side of the family. Hoda is draped in everybody's arms. Hoda is essentially wearing the Biles family like an accessory. Mm-hmm. And Snoop couldn't be. It's almost as if Snoop thinks the pandemic is still happening. Snoop is doing social distancing while Hoda is sitting there just wearing Mama and Daddy Biles.
It's a beautiful scene, Tarico. And guess where we are? We're at Team Biles right here. We got Nellie and Ron, Simone's mom and dad. And guys, how is Simone feeling as we're getting ready for the Olympics?
A boo question by Hoda, by the way.
Is feeling really good. Spoke to her this morning, and she's doing great.
Oh, of course she is. How she's feeling good about the events?
What is she doing? This is a national star. These are the questions?
Yeah.
You don't have a producer write you one or two because you don't have time to think it up?
No.
How is she feeling? Quick follow-up, ma'am. How is she feeling again? It's just nonsense.
She is, and she's just in a really good place.
Is she happy that you guys are here with her?
All right, just pause. First of all, what's the voice Snoop's using?
That's his Olympic broadcaster voice.
Yeah, he really is. He's putting on a smooth D-O-double-G.
Okay. He's trying out for the Masters.
What's he really trying? Yeah. Literally, what's he trying to do there? Too. And then also, Snoop, no one needs your question. Your question's just as much nonsense as Hoda.
Oh, stop it.
Terrible question.
She's just in a really good place.
Is she happy that you guys are here with her?
Is she happy, Brian? Well, actually, Snoop, she's really mad.
So, Aaron, man, come on.
She doesn't want us here at all.
This man is saying that because, again, he already knows the answer should be yes. And maybe the family expounds from there. I think that's a word, okay? So they say, yes, of course she is. As a matter of fact, we ABC. And also we 1, 2, 3. You feel what I'm saying?
I do feel
That's what that
saying.
kind of question was. It's a softball from Snoop because Snoop, this ain't what he does. I mean, dude does. This is not what he does.
Official ruling on the word expound, the verb.
They use it right.
Means present and explain a theory or idea and in detail.
There we go. I feel like the last 2 words made it right that I used that, okay? In detail.
Burundi. She is happy that...
You saw how stunned they were by his bad question.
A good place.
Is she happy that you guys are here with her?
Burundi. she is happy that we're here and that then really
Mama Biles is like, I can't believe I'm asked a question this silly.
The family, 17 of us are here to cheer her on.
Yeah, we got a few down here. And Snoop, I don't know if you know this, but, Simone.
At this point, Hoda says, Snoop, I don't know if you know this. Do you think he knows what's coming next?
No, not at all.
You think this is a total surprise to Snoop?
Yeah, I think so.
So if that's the case, one of two things has already happened.
Okay.
One, the family gave the story to a producer. Producer passed it on to Hoda. Two, the family was talking to Hoda and told them this story.
More likely.
You think so?
Yeah, I think quickly before the break, before they came in.
I'm with you, by the way.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, to me, it also means...
Hoda ain't a real one, though.
No. It means that Snoop was nowhere near the camera shot until they're like, we're ready to go live.
That's fine.
And then he steps into the shot 6 feet away from the family and Hoda.
That's fine.
He wants nothing to do with these people.
And you have known each other for a long time, right, Nellie?
How?
That's correct.
How, Nellie?
You think he still doesn't know? I still think he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, I will never forget that we met you in Times Square.
I remember, I will never forget when we met you in Times Square.
We met you in Times Square, 2010. And you said, because we asked for a picture, you said 2 minutes, 1, 2, and you were gone.
Well, all right, so basically they asked Snoop for a picture and he blew him off. He blew him off.
No, he didn't blow him off.
He said 2 minutes. He counted to 2 and he left. He didn't take the picture.
Oh, he legitimately said 1, 2, and then walked
And then
off.
walked away,
I
yeah.
don't know if it went right like that.
That's literally what she's talking about.
No, I know that's what she said. Is that exactly what she's meaning, though?
You're
He
saying
said
Mama
1, 2.
Biles, or you're saying Mama Biles is a liar.
I'm saying that she compressed the story down to fit for time constraints of TV.
You think she's Schachtering it a little bit.
And also, what about this? Let me get more serious about this, Aaron Schachter.
Okay.
Let me be Snoop's defense lawyer right here,
Let's
okay?
go,
The
let's
second one that
go.
he's had. Okay, now listen. Simone understands the level of fame that Snoop has, has been at. She's
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah,
She's
sure.
been there for how long now?
Decades. Maybe a decade.
I bet you Simone herself has more grace for Snoop than what Mama Biles is showing him on international TV broadcast right now, because you know what? Like, who's to say that someone came up and someone pulled Snoop and said, hey, we got to go. Hey, your team said, hey, we got to go. Oh, it's time for me to be there? I totally forgot this person. I didn't blow him off. I just got so many commitments. I got to go.
Well, here's how we know that
Yeah.
didn't happen, because Mama Biles asked him to take a picture and he counted to 2.
What does that mean? He counted to 2. I don't understand. I mean, I understand the phrase, but explain that to me. He actually counted 1, 2 after saying 2 minutes and walked away?
That's her literal claim, yeah.
Interesting.
And apparently Snoop thinks, I think that Snoop knows this happened, because listen to this reaction.
2010.
Listen to this reaction.
And you were gone.
Well, have you ever heard more uncomfortable laughter from Snoop? This man is a former gang member. He was charged with murder at one point. Murder was the case, Brian. You ever hear a gang member laugh like this?
2 minutes, 1, 2, and you were gone.
That's TV money laugh right there.
Yeah, that's like whatever you say.
Yeah.
That direct deposit cleared from NBC a long time ago.
Yeah. This is,
okay.
We're live on television, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're not going to get that picture today neither. Talking like that.
Well,
Mama
he could be a real one doing the badminton thing, but when he's talking to Mama Biles, he wants to babyface it.
Nah, because you know that would go bad. If Snoop went true Snoop right there, if Snoop went 91 Snoop right there,
that'd be great.
It'd be the end.
It'd be so fantastic.
It'd be the end of the money train, which
No
has been going over
way.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Listen, man.
If he snapped on that woman like that, if he said, what?
Snoop Dogg, nearly untouchable as it pertains to making money.
Hey, man, Diddy said the same thing.
You know what? That's a fair
Personal foul.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
As a matter of fact, who did Snoop make so happy to have this 35-plus year run? Like, who did he ingratiate with? Do you know the answer?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is a billionaire.
Oh, Dr. Dre's the handler. Okay.
Dr. Dre's the guy.
Okay.
gone.
So gross.
The laugh.
So gross.
I thought you were going to say that the laugh means that he knew he did it, and
Yes.
that's a true laugh. Like he's giggling, like my bad.
No,
But
no,
you're
I
like,
think
no.
I think he's uncomfortable, right? I think he's being called out on TV.
I got you.
And Hoda's like, ha ha, funny story. And Snoop's like,
Well, and Simone's not going to be doing the opening because
she just goes on to some nonsense as if there's any other story we want to hear about other than Snoop blowing off Simone Biles' mom.
Now, Aaron, I'm all about throwing you under the bus.
Okay.
When we're live right now.
Let's
you know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? I'm all about doing that.
Let's do it. Let me get my shoulders ready. We got a couple of minutes. We're already late. I want to hear you throw me under the bus.
No. Let me finish. But I can never do what Hoda just did, man. Hoda ain't a real one. I believe the scenario that you presented to me, the second one, that she was in the break, talking with the family real quick.
You think she set him up?
Snoop was anywhere but there because
You know he was.
Because
he's in the
not
trailer.
The main host.
He's in the trailer having the finest French marijuana he could find.
And he was just
he's having a baguette. They call them baguettes in France. They're not joints. They're baguettes.
Man, we talking.
Yeah. Now they're
boy.
baguettes. They're like, hey, where's Snoop?
Smoke weed every day.
Oh, he's in the trailer with a baguette.
Now we talking.
Yeah.
And I think that he came out in time, as a professional does. He already knew that he was talking to Simone Biles' family. Hoda's going to be the point person on it because she's the main host.
She's the lead, yeah.
And I come in for the commentary. I come in to be, entertainment Snoop.
Yeah.
And then she hit me with that, and then she moves on. She ain't a real one, man. I can't do dirt with you because I don't trust you.
I wish. I've never in my life wished that I was somebody's mother. I wish I was Simone Biles' mother in that moment. I would take whatever came with it. Maybe she's got back pain or foot pain or something. I take it. Just to be in that moment with Hoda and Snoop and live TV, I would absolutely hold this man's feet to the fire.
Wow.
I'd be like, oh, you're laughing. You weren't laughing that day when you ran off, when you broke our hearts. We were just trying to take a picture with you. So did you think you were better than us, Snoop? What's he going to do? Simone Biles' mom. Like you said, he can't go back. He can't get back at her. Uncomfortable moment, for sure. Other than that, Snoop Dogg has been a national treasure, a darling of the NBC coverage. You'll probably see him 6 more times if you watch the Olympics tonight. Are we coming back, Brian? I'm always curious when we get to this point.
Sure.
Okay. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Back in a minute.
ESPN 690 is your home for Florida State Seminoles football. Get all the action from the Garnet and Gold on the gridiron.
Florida State opens with a touchdown.
On Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. ESPN 690 is your home for Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball.
High to right center. It's out of here.
Hear all of the action from the Crustacean Nation.
And Jacksonville's blown this game open.
On Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Sports Center update brought to you by Tailgaters Parking.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hey, boss, look. Have you seen this ad here for that do-it-yourself home security system?
No, but I'm on board with anything that puts more of those things out there.
Well, you'll love this. Says, your do-it-yourself system is so simple you can install it in just minutes.
What they don't tell you is we crooks can bypass it in seconds.
Jeez, don't folks know they can have a professionally installed SafeTouch system in less time than those cheap do-it-yourself systems?
Shh, don't even say that out loud. The fewer people that know about SafeTouch security, the better.
Look at this. You know how SafeTouch has the fastest guarantee guaranteed response time in the industry, like by a mile?
Yeah.
Well, the DIY systems don't even guarantee a response.
Huh. No response compared to Safe Touch's guarantee? It's no wonder we stick by the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, existing Safe Touch customers can upgrade their system at 50% off. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Bueller Aaron Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler?
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. That's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv! If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool!
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler!
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Just a couple of more pieces of business before we wrap up here. Hey, I told you I had a little college football nugget for you. This is dedicated to Tilda's David, who loves his college football. Did you see this story about the 4-star recruit Antonio Coleman?
No.
Antonio Coleman's a defensive lineman, right? 4-star recruit. Originally committed to Alabama. Then Auburn got him to flip that commitment. So in-state rival, in-conference rival. Then, after he committed to Auburn, after originally committing to Alabama, Alabama came back to him, got him to flip his commitment again.
That's what I'm talking about.
So now he was going to Alabama after he had flipped to Auburn after flipping from Alabama. But then, after he committed to Alabama, Auburn came back to him and got him to flip again.
This is wild.
This dude has flipped to Alabama after flipping. I'm sorry, this dude, I'm already confused.
Yeah.
The dude had flipped to Auburn after flipping to Alabama, after flipping to Auburn, after originally committing to Alabama. He's not even in school yet.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to stick around for 4 years or 3 years at the same school.
He's a top 15 defensive lineman in the country, according to 24/7, ranked 100 overall as a player in the class of 2025. And this dude, at some point, will have to go to school somewhere. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. I'm going to commit to doing the show tomorrow. Right after I commit to skipping the show tomorrow. Right after I commit to doing the show tomorrow. You guys have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is the sound of turning small bets into legendary wins. Only on the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app. The sound of parlays. The sound of paydays. The sound of watching the game will never be the same. Hard Rock Bet has already paid out millions and millions in parlays to people across Florida. Download Hard Rock Bet now, and if your first bet doesn't win, get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Meet David, talking about his experience with BioTarget Regenerative Therapy at Injury Care Centers.
After my first treatment of BioTarget, I noticed the results right away when I left the office. I was having pain in my knee and I was unable to run. After the treatment, I was able to start running again. I don't know if it gets any better than that. So I would definitely recommend this to my friends and family members.
BioTarget Regenerative Therapy has helped countless others. Call 904-92-REGEN. Go to biotarget.com to learn more. 100% risk-free guarantee.
Rich Jones here. Investing can be more about just filling a bank account. It's about having a secure retirement, protecting your family. Let DLP Capital help you to protect your why. Here's CEO and founder Don Wenner.
I started DLP Capital with an expectation that I could provide my family, my investors, my team members, and the families of my investors with awesome returns, limited volatility, and no losses, all while providing desperately needed affordable housing to the American workforce.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial *invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Jaguars football is right around the corner. New players, existing superstars, and a great home schedule have optimism at an all-time high. Tailgaters delivers a premium experience every game. Tailgaters parking is right across the street from Everbank Stadium. Tailgaters offers clean, permanent restrooms, a full-service bar and grill. All parking spots are on